Hi, this is Rex, and we are back into the Killer Web Strategy Video 1 Part 2. In Part 1, we talked about how the Internet is bringing a lot of new technologies, a lot of change into our realm, into our industry, into the whole world for that matter, and why some of it could be a waste of time, yet by using and understanding and creating a strategy to use these new tools, we could actually expand the power of our industry way beyond what we currently are effectively doing, and that the power is within our current reach. Part 2 here, we're going to take a look at who our customer is. Can we expand our market beyond what it is right now? And I believe the answer to that is an absolute yes. So let's ask the question, who is our customer? Some years ago, the NSPI, prior to becoming APSP, commissioned a study called the Oxtoby-Smith Report. If you can get your hands on that report, it's a valuable study that went in and surveyed why customers buy swimming pools, what their fears were, when they buy, how much they buy, where they go if they don't buy, how many of those people demographically go and do something else or buy some other product. Really incredible report. Very exhaustive and covers a broad range of subjects. In that report, the Oxtoby-Smith Report, it's determined that there are many customers, a very large segment of our industry, that when they come to us initially wanting a pool, excited about a pool, and getting a quote or an estimate for a pool, they're turned away in their heart to some other product because they did not get the kind of response they were expecting. They're thinking, okay, this is a very high dollar item, like maybe buying a Mercedes or some luxury vehicle, and I expect to be treated well, yet they don't encounter the kind of treatment that meets their expectations, and so they go off and buy something else instead. That's a portion of the market that we have just flat lost, and if we can recapture that, instead of fighting over how much the market we own, let's just grow the market in total. A lot of those customers actually go off and buy RVs, or they go off and buy boats or luxury travel or remodel their homes or buy furnishings. They do a lot of other things with the same discretionary dollars that they would have used to buy a swimming pool. To compete with these other markets has been nearly impossible in the past. To compete with RVing and boating and leisure travel, the millions of dollars that were spent in ad campaigns and national campaigns. But with the onset of the Internet, with a properly conceived strategy, we can actually level this playing field very cost effectively, much better than we ever have been able to in the past. Think about a campaign that actually targeted RV customers and boating customers and tried to draw them from those industries into the pool industry, and tried to pull them in to buy swimming pools and to increase the value of their home through the ownership of recreational water. I believe that that is a concept that is doable if we create the correct strategy. We must reevaluate where we are and how we can do it. And one way we can do this is to think differently. So think about a mall for a minute, an auto mall or a pedestrian mall where people will go to have shops and see different stores. And in the concept of a mall, what you have is a singular location where many stores of different types are gathered together, and there is a joint effort among all the stores to market and draw the crowds in. This concept is very powerful. It's been very successful. Malls are still being built across the country, and including auto malls. This is an artist rendition of a mall that's actually under construction right now in Istanbul, Turkey. It's the world's largest auto mall. There's going to be over 200 dealers inside and over 2,400 models of cars available to be seen and driven. On the roof is a test track to go up and drive your car, take it for a test drive right on the roof of the building. It's going to be a phenomenal location. What is nice about a mall? Well, one of the things is you can go to a mall and you can get an overview of a broad number of ideas, concepts, and vendors in one single location. One of the breakdowns on the Internet is people have to search over and over again to find different things, and they may go out and not find what they're looking for and have to go and re-engage in their search to find what they're looking for. The idea of a mall concept bringing a lot of pool retailers, service companies, and builders together into one location with all of the information, a continually growing reservoir of information that meets the customer's needs based upon input from the builders and service companies and based upon input from the customers themselves. A growing reserve of information is developed where they can come to one place and they can find out everything they need to know about buying a pool or servicing a pool or water chemistry or what chemicals to buy or get product reviews and updates all in one location. The longer they stay in that location, the more trust and relationship they build with the vendors. People like fast, they like simplicity. Being able to go to one location instead of many actually adds value. So what we have done is actually created, if you will, the internet version of a pool mall, a pool company mall. And it would be encompassing both retail and construction and service. So with that in mind, we have to ask ourselves, do we really want a bigger piece of the pie, or do we kind of want to grow the pie itself? I believe that we have the opportunity with this new technology, the internet, to create a bigger pie. And yes, we do want a bigger piece of the pie, and if we work together, we can actually do things that create larger market share while at the same time creating a bigger pie. How do you create a bigger pie? Well, you take the customers with discretionary dollars who would be capable of buying a pool, who instead were going to buy an RV or a luxury boat or luxury travel, and we present the message, a unified, consolidated, well-formed message to them about the recreational water and the benefits and the health and the fun and the beauty that we have in our industry, and we give them that so we can create a bigger pie. Division in our industry has caused weakness. We have definite weakness through division. If we are shooting at each other, if our competition is each other, and we're always putting each other down in the presentations, if we don't have any sort of a central unity, the customer comes, they see the division, and they say, okay, I can't make this complex of a decision when there's so many conflicting stories. I'm going to go and buy an RV, or I'm going to go and buy a boat. That sounds like a lot of fun. I think I'll do that. We turn them away. When a staycation, a time at home, a beautiful, recreational, healthy environment is dismissed because of our own divisions. What we could do is we could instead empower them through unification by our industry working together in a way where not where you lose the distinctives of your business, where you still can promote the distinctives of your business to make you stand out, shine, and really capture greater local market share. We can all work together to create a larger universal market share. This is empowerment through unification. Anytime that we can get together and eliminate opposing philosophies, we can enrich and strengthen whatever it is that we approach. Right now there are two opposing philosophies. One is the united we stand idea, okay, and the other you've heard divided we fall. Well, I call this divide and rule. These are two corporate ideas, and one is pull together and stand together to create a stronger image and resource. The RV industry has done this, by the way. You probably have seen the campaigns GoRVing.com. Well, this is not exactly that idea, but there is a basis within what this idea is that encompasses that thinking. And then there's also the divide and rule. And we know that Lincoln stated that a house divided upon itself can't stand. The enemies are going to subdue us if we are divided upon ourselves. And of course the Bible says in Matthew 12:25 that every kingdom divided against itself is brought to desolation. If we are divided amongst ourselves, we minimize the impact potential in the marketplace. We need to come together and actually unify and focus our attention. If we're going to create a unified strategy on the internet, we can do this. We can pull our ideas together. We can pull a location together where we're easy to find and easy to search, where we're easy to rank and bring participants to high-level rankings so they appear. We can actually do keyword campaigns that work to capture RV and boating industry markets and luxury travel markets. We can expand this tremendously to empower the industry, magnify the industry, By working together, we reduce costs. You know, if everybody has to do it with division, you're competing against each other as well as these other industries, it becomes extraordinarily expensive. And in the third video, we're actually going to look at the costs specifically. Part 3 of video 1, I should say. Part 3 of video 1, we're going to look at the costs explicitly and why it drives the cost way up to be divided, and why unification extremely reduces the costs and yet reaches a broader audience and protects against loss. Right now we're losing to so many other industries as well as to each other because of our divided position. A poor strategy for internet broad-based communication. It worked to a degree when we had just print as our primary communication tool. There's also a thing that has been discovered through social marketing, and that's that branded social marketing fails. At least it fails to an extent. There's a success to an extent, but customers tend to be suspicious of branded social marketing. If you have a branded website of your own, this is your company website, and you're selling something on it, you're selling maybe an e-commerce store, or you're selling pools, or you're selling pool service, customers are suspicious because they assume, probably rightfully so, that you're going to be preferential to your own services and your own goods. It's difficult to generate trust through your own website or your own marketing endeavors on the web, and they don't see you being social. They don't see you interacting with other people within your own industry, so why should they be social with you as well? See, social is a global thought process, and people are drawn through social media to other people who are socially interacting and working together and cooperating. An example is I was at a conference of social media marketing a couple weeks back in Dallas, and it was called Open Camp. And at Open Camp there's several days of social media marketing and search engine optimization, a lot of things. And what you see in that industry, they get it. They are working together closely. They interview across the grid with each other. They work cooperatively across different companies to help bolster their sales and bolster their market share. And as a result, it's rapidly growing, and they're doing an incredible job. Customers want it easy, and we can make it easy for them through this tool of internet. Because see, we can locate everything down by cooperating together, and we can put it all in one simple location where they hit the button and they can get it fast, because of course they want it fast. They want it all in one place. You know, Facebook got it right. Basically, they are a non-branded site. Facebook isn't selling pumps, filters, cars, trucks, you know, anything. They're basically, it's a social site where people can come together and get information. Now, it is primarily and foremost a social site. It's where people come to gather and talk about their families and their fun and parties, and a lot of businesses promoting on Facebook, and there is a place for advertising and promoting on Facebook. But for a specific niche industry, Facebook isn't the best place for us to be. There is a better way of doing it, and that's to create a consolidated presence in a local site that is all industry related. We have created a place now for the consumer to come, a place where they can network together with the industry, and if you are there together, you can connect with your customer, the customer can connect to you, you can connect to other companies as well, and we can share the resources of working together to capture a huge market share on the web. What we couldn't do if we stood alone, we can now capture by being joined together. Facebook has got it right because they now have 500 million people inside there. 500 million people inside of Facebook makes it a powerful presence. Now the #1 presence on the internet as far as just the sheer number of people at any one time online. Very, very powerful. As an industry, if we group together and create this singular powerful presence, we can also be much more powerful than if we try to stand alone. The new reality is united we stand and divided we fall. The new reality also shows that Google is capturing more and more advertising dollars as time passes. And we're going to take a look at the costs of how unification strategy can improve your business and what this really means in part 3 of video 1 coming up. So stay tuned, look at part 3, we're going to take a look at the actual money that's involved with this, and how you can save by working together and how much is being spent on the internet right now.